Hello everyone. Yes, it's me again. Well, it's me again makes sense to me because I'm still here on the same day. This is a continuation of my day that you saw in the last video and the video before that. Spud harvesting, tinker time in the garden, all those little odd jobs. I've purposely given myself as full a day as possible here today because there were so many little things need doing. A couple of bigger jobs now to get on with, but essentially lots and lots of little things to get ticked off. So I've got my packed lunch, no need to go home. And yes, we're going to carry on. So this session is all about, think about tidying, think about boundary maintenance. It's one of my bugbears. Just generally being good to our neighbours. There's a plant in my garden I want to get rid of, but I can't bear to throw a plant away. So I've chosen a spot to take it to plant it. Hopefully my battery will last long enough to bring you along. If it looks like the battery's going to cut out, I might save a couple of things for another day. But first of all, I want to start... Stop talking, Vivi. I want to show you behind the shed one of the jobs I need to get done behind the shed. Okay, well I actually have a couple of jobs to do with the shed. As you can see, look how my paint has peeled. This is really annoying because this was primed, undercoated again, 2 top coats, but it's really, well, it gets the sun beating on it, which I don't think has helped. So this all needs to be sanded off, sanded down. Look, it really has suffered. The other side not so much. But yeah, I need to get it all sanded. I need to prime it all again, start again. So it's reminded me that I need to now start to look on FreeCycle to see if I can pick up some paint for free, which means it might not be grey by the time I've finished. I'll just use whatever paint I can. And then, do you remember a few videos ago? Oh, can you see one of our little bird houses there? I was making a video and I said, oh, it sounds like there's a witch or a goblin scratching on my roof. I've got to be really careful as I come through here. Hold on. So, directly behind my shed, I've got this lovely, this is new growth. This is the elderberry tree. I don't know if you can make out on there. Let me take you in a bit closer. You can see, hopefully, you can see lots of beautiful, see in there? Lovely berries forming. I didn't actually make any elderflower champagne this year, didn't have time. So that's the elder tree. And then, can you see this that looks like a rope? That's part of an old grapevine which no longer exists. And then I've got this lovely hawthorn next to it. This is great for our wildlife. Absolutely lovely. Beautiful trees. Lovely, lovely, lovely trees. That looks very dead, and that could do with pruning right out. So a couple of our fellow plot holders are tree surgeons, and because that's so high up, I might see if they can do it rather than me. But back to what I need to do and what I want to get on with. Obviously the hawthorn has been part of what's been scratching at my shed. It's not very clear from this position, but the elder is onto the top of my shed and is bashing away and scratching away. And what I don't want to happen is that it rubs and rubs and rubs and eventually rubs a hole in my felt. So I need to get in here and prune all of this back, prune this up, just give myself some space around the shed. Apart from anything I need to do with my maintenance, this all needs painting again. Yeah, so I want to obviously look after my shed. Sheds aren't cheap, and why would you want something to get damaged when you can fix it anyway? But also in general, just look after the health of these lovely trees, which, as I say, they're wonderful for our wildlife. I try to leave this area behind here as undisturbed as possible. This is why I put sort of bits of wood and stuff under here, perfect to rot away for our stag beetles. But yeah, it needs a bit of maintenance. However, I've decided, because it's so precarious here, and then there is this drop down to the back of my shed, I'm not going to do this today. Well, not at the moment, because there's no one else on site. And if I'm up there and then have a fall and there's no one around, I might get into a bit of trouble. So I'm being sensible. Normally I'm very gun-ho about these things. I can do it, I can do anything, let me get stuck in. I'm going to be sensible for once and leave this for a day when someone else is around, and someone else is around here with me whilst I do it, just in case I have a topple. So yes, for another day. Whoa, look at all the berries. All the berries. And also the hawthorn has got tons of berries coming too. What's in there? Masses. Masses and masses. Oh my goodness, the birds are going to love these this year. Whoa. I may have a few away for me to make cordial with. Can you see the problem? Yes, I was trying to say, can you see the problem? This massive buddleia, I'd like to call it a bush, it's more like a tree. It's actually not officially my problem, it's my neighbour's, but he never looks after it. Never mind. It's a bit naughty because firstly, it's completely blocking my path now, as you've just seen. I had to duck under it. And I've noticed in the last week or so, a couple of people coming up this path have actually stepped off the path and into my bed to avoid it. So obviously it needs trimming back from that point of view. Officially, on this site, we're not allowed to have trees or anything over 6 foot, which is why so many of my neighbours have got dwarf rootstock for their fruit trees. I'm sure I've shown you Catherine, she's espaliered hers all on the angle, so they're actually more like 9 foot long because of that angle. So look, I'm 5'10", it's way bigger than me. Anyway, the bees love it, the butterflies love it. Actually, the bees loving it has been part of the issue, because just around that corner there's a water dip tank which I use for watering my garden, and the other evening it was full of bees, and as I tried to sort of duck my way through, I got a face full of bees. Now, I'm not frightened of bees, I love bees, but I have a healthy respect for them, and I don't want a face full of scared bees that suddenly want to start stinging. So yeah, it's got to go. You know, I hate to cut something like this, but it's the wrong place for it. But when I do cut it, what I'm going to do is anything that's, say, 6.5 feet and above, I'll leave, so there's still masses in there for the insects. Plus, we have a load of buddleia in our sort of orchard and wildlife areas, so there's still plenty to go around for them. Now, ideally, in an ideal world, goodness sakes, you know, I could just come along with a hedge trimmer, an electric hedge trimmer, and go and just have the lot off. But I don't have any such thing. So, there's only one option. Actually, I'll put that one right back. Yeah, like I said, it's not cutting back these wonderful sources of food for our insects isn't something I particularly like to do, but you know, by the same token, this is a practical working garden. We have to be able to do it, you know, safely, which is why I was talking about this the other day with the pond idea. Let's do as much as we can for the wildlife, but, you know, do it in a way that respects the rules of our rented gardens and just respects our neighbours as well. Actually, I do quite like trimming things. It will just make life so much easier for everyone on the path. Also, right on the corner, which you can't see, is a very thick, doingy, really thorny bramble, which has snagged on so many of my trousers, on my little leggings. I've got so many leggings where I've had to patch or repair the hole around about sort of mid-thigh height. So that's going to come out today as well. Well, at least it's going to get cut back today. And the great thing about buddleia is, as I know from doing the ones in our communal areas, in case you're wondering what the pop is in the background, it's on the loft extension, the new one that's being done. They've got the nail gun out. As I say, we've got a number of buddleia all over this site, and we cut them back really quite hard each year, and they just go mental again the next year. So, if you've got one that's a bit untamed, it's been a bit naughty towards other people's eyeballs, get at it, and don't be too worried about how precise you're being. I think they're pretty indestructible plants. See, look, a path again. Doesn't take much, does it? That will probably do. Yeah, that's clear again, and then this is what keeps it. I'm going to go and get my thick leather gloves for this bramble, because it really is a thorny one. Look at this. This is what I do love, and this is why, I don't complain about my neighbour. This sweet pea is it's a perennial one. It doesn't ever have much of a scent. Lovely colour, and the bees seem to really enjoy it. And there's the honeysuckle, more honeysuckle. It is beautiful, and actually I love this as a backdrop for my own garden. So on the one hand, thank you neighbour for doing this, but just keep on top of it. Right, need to get this lot chopped and in the compost. It's forever chopping and composting. Woohoo! Okay, next little problem, tidy job to sort out, the St John's wort. So I had it in the herb bed last year. It was going rampant, it's taking over. I thought, I don't want that. Much as I want the plant, I don't want it taking over. So I shoved it in this pot. It was one of those for time being jobs, and it stayed. It's been covered in bees. I had no idea the bees would like it so much. However, at the beginning of my July tour, when I was at the beginning of July doing the tour, I noticed how dreadful the peppers were looking, and the achocha to the side, so pale. And I have since been reliably informed that St John's wort doesn't play nicely with other plants. It gives off bad vibes, which I kind of find ironic, seeing as we grow and use St John's wort to just help us chill a bit. So there we are, chilling with it, but it's giving out nasties to the other plants. So I'm going to take it out today. I've picked somewhere to plant it over by one of our communal areas, and then I don't think I'm going to be able to save these peppers in getting it out. Never mind. There's a few here. They're all looking so droopy, everything's so dry. Never mind if I lose these. I think for now it's just more important to get on with this job and get this moved. But then what I was thinking is, and there's a little shop on my high street I can go to get it, is get some more ericaceous compost and put one of my blueberries in here, because they have been, you probably can't see, they've been such a delight this year. There's more to pick today. Yeah, they have been such a delight this year. They are definitely now one of my firm favourites. And just going back to that There's a bee. Going back to the potato harvesting video, and I was talking about containers and why it's not really for me. The one exception to that is over here on the deck for growing stuff that I haven't got room for in the garden. And I don't have room in the garden for any permanent fruit. So yeah, why not give this over to one of the blueberries? And then, I mean, they're okay in those small pots for now, but eventually I'll try and find another bigger pot for the other blueberry. But yeah, I think it's time to bring the wheelbarrow over, get this in and cart it over to its new home. Crikey, let's put down some roots. Right, just leave as much soil on as possible. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to plant this up yet. Well, I need to tip, where are I? I need to get rid of some of this compost in order to put the ericaceous in, which I don't have yet. This is quite compact down there. So this is one of the little experimental hugel cultures I made. If you didn't see that video, in the bottom I put a load of really chunky brassica stalks, slightly chopped up, chunky flint corn stalks, all sorts of detritus that was really chunky and would not compost in a hurry. So I think what I'll do when I empty this compost out of the top, I'll empty the whole thing and show you what's happened right in the bottom of this pot over the course of, is it 2 years? No, about a little shy of 2 years, yeah. Anyway, let's go and get this one into its new home before it gets cross for being pulled out so unceremoniously. Oh, off we go. Oh, sorry. So, I've picked this little spot. Brought my watering can. We've got a watering pot on the side of the communal loo, so I can give it a good drink in. And I just thought, oh, this is going to be tough. Just here by the gate when people come in, it's very green here. So I thought, actually, a little burst of this yellow would be quite nice. Oh, the ground's a bit rubbish here, but oh, that's a big lump of rock. I don't think the St John's work has too much. I think it's one of those tenacious little plants that will just literally grow anywhere. Yeah, I think that's enough. Muggy day. Right. And what's lovely is that little self-seeded sweet pea is in here still. So, hopefully that will seed, drop its seeds and, well, continue self-seeding. Let's just give that a really good fan in. King of the castle. Yeah. Hopefully. Oh, ow, oh. My knees are a bit wonky suddenly. Yeah. A nice little pop of yellow as folk come in. Because the path is a ways here. So there's plenty of space for it. And then, oh, I picked that up as if there was water in it. I've got to get the water. If it starts to get thuggish, well, I'll make it my own personal project to just come and make sure it gets a regular pruning. Yay! Drink up, pretty, drink up. Love it. Rattling through these jobs today. Now my deck is looking a bit of a state at the moment, so I'll probably have a bit of a tidy up of that this afternoon. But another job I really want to get on with is that far path of mine, the grass path that borders my neighbour's fence that's got all the honeysuckle, bugbear, etc, etc. I need to give that a really good strim because, well, my battery never lasts long enough to do all my pods and that one, and it's full of weeds. I don't mind, they can be pretty, but what I don't want is all of those weeds now setting seed and blowing into my beds, because that's just one job too many later on. So I think that will be my next job. Isn't this a gorgeous sight? Oh, this verbena, beautiful. So I'm on Gary's plot. As I was mentioning in the previous video, this bed is going to be transformed, and a lot of this verbena is coming out. There are going to be divisions, and Gary has very kindly said I can have some to put at the top of my plot. The reason I'm doing this now, before he's back from lunch, is this battery in the camera, I think it's going to die any second, but I just wanted to give you a glimpse of this because honestly it's such a beautiful sight. I mean, it's a beautiful plant anyway, but the seed heads, back to this wildlife thing, the seed heads are fantastic in the winter for our goldfinches. Yes, so I'll be delighted to get a couple of clumps of this, hoik them over to my garden and put them at that top end near my tree lily. Come on, Gary, wherever you are, hurry up. You see, our Gary's like Beetlejuice. You say his name 3 times and he appears. What you got there, mate? Oh, look.
Leftovers.
Oh my goodness. Show us here a sec. Oh, sorry, we'll knock you off flying. Oh, they look lovely. Oh my goodness. Gary, thank you so much. I've just given this corner a bit of a tickle over. Oh wow! Do you know what? I'm just going to do them as a massive clump.
There's plenty more.
Oh no, that's lovely, thank you.
Plenty more.
Oh, look at those.
Good.
Lovely jubbly, and they're going to go, ooh, swinging around, they're going to go there. Yay! Hold on a sec. Hang on, where's your... Smile for the camera. Thanks, buddy, that's fab.
You're welcome.
So I've literally just put them all in a lovely big clump. Give them a really good soaking in now. I'm delighted with that. It'll be lovely because once they're established, they'll have their beautiful flower heads before the lily comes out. I feel like the lily's late this year, but it's bursting. These buds are bursting with life. Oh yeah, chuffed with that. Thank you, Gary. Fabulous. Now with all that excitement, I've completely forgotten what the next job... Oh, I know. Cutting that path, the back path. But what's also lovely now is the self-seeded cosmos that were pulled out and moved and put in again. They're all starting to flower. There's masses of calendula coming underneath. By the autumn, this is going to be a riot of hot pink and hot orange and brushness. It's going to be gorgeous. I can't wait. Come on, grow, grow. Yay. Water, rainwater in other words, for the blueberries. Always, just to keep that soil acid that they're in. Oh, they've been such a delight this year. I'm glad I've made that decision to pop them on, to pop one of them into the big ex Hugel culture. Oh, let's have a sit down for a second. That's better. It's been quite a busy day. Lots of lovely little jobs, like I was saying, but yeah, I think my knees are telling me it's time to go home, as well as the builders. The deck is a mess at the moment. I think, oh, little ladybird in there. Sorry, sweet pea. I think what I'm going to do... This noise all day. This noise, battery running down. yeah, what I'm going to do, save this now for another day because my knees are shot, and I really want to show you whatever's in the bottom of that Google culture. I want to see it, see how it's gone in 2 years, and show it to you at the same time. There's no way I want to lift that up today. I'm done for that kind of humping and lumping, so we'll come back another day and do that. I'll pick up some ericaceous compost at the same time so I can put one of these blueberries in there. The other night, I'm going to talk and eat. Having had that first scoff of them, I was thinking about them a couple of evenings ago, so I did a quick Google to look at pruning, because I didn't touch them at all last year because they were little twiggy things new to me. I've looked up pruning now, and it looks like it's going to be best done around about the end of March, so after the winter, after the worst of the cold, but before it really gets going in the spring. So when I do that, I'll show you what I'm up to with them. Can't wait. They've been brilliant. One of them has fruited considerably less, but all this new wood, as it were, this is what should fruit next year. So, yay, happy bunny, from now on I shall have blueberries. I'm going to call it a day there. I'm going to say cheerio very quickly because I think you are literally about to go. I've got a load of tidying up to do, and I'm going to water some areas of the garden because having had my potatoes out way hours and hours and hours ago this morning and seeing how massively dry the soil was down there, yeah, I need to get watering. Seed beds, newly seeded beds like saladings and that sort of thing, plus the pots, etc, etc. I do have, the water butt has got a lot of water in it, but I saved that exclusively for the blueberries, so I'm glad I got that bugbear sorted out, because now I can go, oh, what's that on my glasses? Now I can go up and down, unimpeded, to go and fetch some water. Now it goes quiet. Alright, my lovelies. I will see you all again really soon. Until then, please look after yourselves. And I hope you experience a little bit more peace and quiet in your gardens than I'm experiencing in mine at the moment. See you soon. Just going to sit and scoff. Bye.